Such beautiful weather we're having. Not a cloud in the sky. Does this sound like an exciting conversation? No! Guys, I love you, but you're putting these poor girls to sleep, okay? I'm gonna help you spicing up even the most dull and boring conversations today so that you can start having more fun and exciting conversations with girls. So what you can do right away is answer boring questions or interview questions with open-ended answers. So let's take the most basic conversation starter. If a girl says, "How are you?" you could just say, "Good, you?" like the majority of other guys would say. Or you could say, "No complaints, how about you? What's new and exciting in your life?" Look into her eyes when you say this. Don't look at her tits. So what you've just done there is 4 things. 1, you've stood out from the crowd of average Joes and what every other guy would be doing. You've shown positivity. You haven't just said good and gave a generic robot answer. Nobody wants to deal with a negative Nelly or a Debbie Downer, okay? Do not be one of those guys when somebody asks how you are, you say, "Oh, well, my wife just broke up with me. Oh, life's shit. I can't stand it." Positivity is attractive. You've also just opened her up to an infinite amount of responses. She could take that conversation in so many different ways. And you've also just set her up to respond in a way that she's going to be feeling all these positive emotions, okay? Which she is then later going to associate with you. Okay, you want a woman to experience positive emotions when she's with you. And guys, you've done this all in the span of what? 6 seconds? You want to get her to talk about herself, okay? Talk less about you and more about her. Ultimately, you want to get her to talk about her passions, her interests. Don't ask her about politics or what her lay count is, okay? Try to avoid getting her to experience any kind of negative emotions. You also don't want her to feel like she's being judged or she's being, slut-shamed by asking that question. Now, she might ask you a classic interview question like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" Pay close attention because this is where a lot of other guys make a huge mistake. They either start bragging about themselves or they feel very self-conscious by answering this question. That causes a lot of guys to freeze up. I don't really make a lot of money right now, and you want to avoid both of these scenarios. You want to give her a vague answer, okay? "Oh, I hunt UFOs, I work in film and TV, I build shit," right? Whatever it is that you do, keep it vague and to the point, and then you want to say back to you, right? "What do you do for work?" You want to keep the spotlight off of you for as long as possible and put the spotlight on her, so to speak. You want to remain a bit of a mystery, and I'll talk later on in this video about why that's so beneficial. Build on small talk questions. When you ask her what she does for work, pay very close attention, okay? Because you're going to be diving in deeper than just like a surface level conversation. You don't want to make it feel like it's a job interview or like it's just 2 friends chatting. A lot of guys just don't listen. They're too busy in their own head, in their own thoughts. Ask her the question, sit back and just absorb what she's saying. Actually be listening. Now, when she tells you what she does, follow up with, "Do you genuinely like your job? Do you like what you do?" She might say something like, "Not really, but I'm just doing this for now," or something to that effect. That's when you say, "Okay, so what's your thing? What do you actually enjoy doing?" And then if you want to go deeper, you can say, "Okay, but what are you truly passionate about? What do you enjoy doing? What really lights you up inside?" You want to dive deeper. You want to get her to experience these emotions of passion when she's with you, you stud, okay? Everybody has that thing that they're passionate about, that thing that they talk about. You can just see the fire in their eyes, okay? You want to try to bring that out of her, and then later on in the interaction or later on in the date, you want to bring that topic up again. She's going to be thinking, "Oh my God, he made me feel so good. He made me feel so positive." And women are a lot more emotional than us guys. Let's just say it right there, okay? They will judge their interaction on you based on how they felt, and they will associate those emotions with you. You don't want to just blend in with all the other guys, okay? Now let's try to get you out of the friend zone as soon as possible here, guys. You want to be flirty and fun. Give her a genuine compliment, not a copy and paste, "You're the most beautiful girl I've seen in the whole world." No, okay? Be observant. Notice how she dresses, how she carries herself. If you notice that she just glides across the room when she walks, you could say something like, "You have a very distinct walk that separates you from a lot of other girls. When you walk, you just glide across a room. Your hair was blowing in the wind. You were looking like you just walked across the runway at a fashion shoot. Notice these things. Or you can compliment her on something like her posture. You know, you have really great posture. It's a random compliment. I know, a lot of people slouch like they're the hunchback in Notre Dame, but not you. And then you proceed to touch your lower back as you say this. It's not about what you say, it's about how you say something. There's a difference between saying it like this, you have great posture, or like this, you have really great posture. You want to make sure you're maintaining eye contact, okay? It's very important. You want to stare straight into her eyes. You want to make it seem like it's just you and her and nobody else in that room exists. You're not looking around. You're creating an intimate moment between you guys. You might even lower the tone in your voice so that only she hears this. From the moment you meet her, you want to be escalating physically so that it doesn't seem like such a huge jump when you go to kiss her. And guys, don't kiss her at the end of the date, okay? That's for another video. Work your way up to that kiss, right? Whether it's a touch on the shoulder, whether it's, you know, a hand on the lower back, right? You need to have some kind of physical contact with her throughout the date, and you want to be progressively escalating as the date goes on. Now, ideally, you want to give her a hug when you first see her. If you're not comfortable doing that, then shake her hand. The problem with shaking a girl's hand is it's too businesslike. So you want to flirt with her and tease her a bit. You shake her hand and you can say, listen, you're cute and all, but that handshake needs a lot of work. You're complimenting her, but you're also teasing her a bit. Playfully teasing is a must for building any kind of attraction. A lot of girls are into watching crime documentaries. I wonder what that's all about. So you can tease her about that. And when she talks about how she likes crime documentaries and how she likes watching How to Make a Murderer, you could say something to the effect of, I don't know about you. Are you trying to hide something from me? Are you a serial killer or what? You want to be mysterious, fellas, okay? Too many guys make the mistake of showing their hand right away. They start blabbing on about themselves. You want to ask her more questions about herself. You want to make the girl work for it. Pry that information out of you, okay? You're not going to give up that information just willy-nilly to anybody. Now, if she asks you job interview questions, unfortunately, fellas, it's inevitable, okay? But it's a good thing because it means that she has a genuine interest in you. So what you want to do is you want to at least make them fun. She asks you how old you are, say something like, let's see how close you can get. Yes. You make her work for it, okay? You don't want to just give her a one-word answer and that's the end of the conversation. It's not the girl's job to carry on the conversation, it's yours. You want to create that rapport, okay? You want to find that common interest and talk about it. It's basic, but it works. It helps build attraction. Oh, you're Colombian. I was actually just there. Who invented the arepa? Was it you guys or was it the Venezuelans? They're just so phenomenal, I need to know. And that'll get her talking. Let's say you guys find out that you're both a Pisces. You could say, us Pisces need to stick together, and then put your arm around her when you say that. Girls love astrology, okay? They eat that shit up. So if you know anything about astrology, don't be afraid to bring that up. It'll definitely help you guys out because girls like to feel those emotions that come with astrology. Here's a crazy fact. 80% of communication is nonverbal. 80%! That's crazy! I know this can be confusing as if you're trying to figure out if a girl is into you or if a girl likes you, especially if it's a shy girl. But don't worry, I got you guys covered, okay? Here are 13 signs a shy girl wants you to go up and approach her.